Good evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Grant Olson will be back next week, I promise you. We have plenty of news for you this evening, but before we get to that, how about taking time for a quick look outside our weather window from the cross cam looking north up the Columbia River Valley. What you see out there right now, pretty much what you're going to be able to expect through your weekend. Medium cool, intermittent rain, not going to see much sun. Every forecast we've seen calls for exactly that over the next 48 hours or so. The only chance of a sunbreak we see at this point is maybe Sunday, but more likely Tuesday, Wednesday, when we trade off some cloudy skies for some slightly lower temperatures. Dan Kuntz will be along a little bit later with your full weather forecast. But now, a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Wenatchee police had to forcibly remove a man from a Cadillac SUV this morning as it threatened to sink into the Columbia River. One person is dead and 2 Soap Lake residents injured after a single vehicle crash on I-90 near Vantage. And 3 local bus drivers are being hailed as heroes for helping out a pedestrian during a medical emergency. But now our top story tonight. Wenatchee police officers pulled a 36-year-old DUI suspect from his vehicle moments before it rolled into the Columbia River near the Otabashian Bridge this morning. Sergeant Ryan Weatherman said the officers likely saved the man's life. Police were summoned about 5:40 a.m. to Stamilk Growers in Old Station about a suspicious vehicle seen on that property. The Escalade then drove along the river toward the bridge, where officers found it with its front wheels hanging off the embankment. Weatherman said officers had to struggle to remove the East Wenatchee man from the vehicle before it went into the water and sank. The man was transported to Central Washington Hospital for a medical check and then to the Chelan County Jail. He faces a DUI charge along with possible charges of assault and resisting police. Recovery experts spent most of the day extracting that Cadillac Escalade from the river. One person is dead and 2 Soap Lake residents injured after a single car rollover on Interstate 90 about 10:15 last night. State troopers say 23-year-old Brian Verduzco was driving east on I-90 near milepost 126 when he tried to pass another car, then spun out his 2009 Honda Civic due to the slick roadway. The car struck a rock wall and slid off the highway, killing a 37-year-old passenger. Verduzco and a second passenger, 50-year-old Laura Sanchez Valtierra, were injured and treated at Kittitas Valley Hospital. The deceased passenger has not yet been publicly identified. Well, the State Commerce Department is dispersing $2.6 million in grants to businesses and nonprofits affected by the long border closure between the U.S. and Canada. Okanagan County is among the 10 counties targeted in the spending, with applicants eligible for up to $50,000 apiece. Cross-border traffic accounts for a good percentage of the county's economy, and tourism-related businesses have particularly suffered during the 18-month pandemic closure. More than 200 businesses across the 10 counties qualified for that relief. Well, the Wenatchee School District is praising 3 of its bus drivers for the efforts they made last month in assisting a citizen who was having a medical issue. The district said Maribel Davidson, Tommy Bishop, and Doug Russell were returning from their routes when they saw a person collapse on the sidewalk while walking their dog. All 3 immediately stopped, called 911, and used their first aid training. They stayed on the scene after that until EMTs arrived, and they made sure the dog made it home safely. The citizen has since recovered and sent a note to District Superintendent Paul Gordon that said in part, quote, "My heart was touched by these heroes who gave me such comfort and support." Now, coming up next, the Chelan County PUD needs to build more substations, and it's considering a new customer fee to help pay for them. And a call for supplies from a local food pantry yields a big response from generous public donors. I'm Jefferson Robbins. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Chiropractic and Integrative Multicare specializes in all level of injury care. If you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, have a sports injury, or a simple fall, call today for a free consultation. They offer a combined multi-care approach with medical, chiropractic, physical therapy, massage, and acupuncture. For relief from long-standing injuries to basic solutions for the weekend warrior, Latimer's Chiropractic Integrative Multicare is one stop, one location.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The Chelan County PUD needs to build more substations to accommodate new homes and businesses, and one way to pay for them may be through something called a system impact fee. The utility district is considering adding the one-time fee when it creates connections for new customers. It could add about $1,200 to the cost of some new connections and generate about $1 million annually based on current growth factors. You can comment on the proposal in a virtual open house that the PUD is running right now on its website through November 19th. That's at chelanpud.org/fundinggrowth. Well, the supplies at Wenatchee's Lighthouse Christian Ministries Food Bank were getting alarmingly low when General Manager Sean Arrington put out a call for help this month. Help arrived in a big way on Wednesday, as Arrington explains.
Was getting incredibly low on food, being that so many people are needing food, especially canned goods and boxed goods. We ran out of those faster because we don't get those donated from the stores, and we rely upon the community for the support. We put an announcement out on social media, and we were immediately connected with Dyna Electric, which is out of Oregon, but they're doing the new data center for the Microsoft project up in East Wenatchee, and they, as well as Microsoft and Stettner Electric, all came together, pooled a bunch of resources, went shopping for us, and brought in two 25-foot trailers full of food. Yeah, the need will continue to go. With the food that they brought in, we'll be able to continue to hand out food for probably about the next 2 or 3 weeks, but then we'll need help again. So the need for boxed goods, canned goods is something that continues to be necessary right now through the times that we're in. But anybody can either pick up something at the store, or they can go by and drop something off out of their cupboard, or if they can't do either of those, they can help out at WenatcheeLighthouse.org.
Kudos to those contributors. In another story, the long-running Apple Cup Cafe Community Thanksgiving Dinner will return after a year off.
Thanksgiving meal, something Apple Cup Cafe owner
The
Ryan
Chelan
Peterson
restaurant
says his
announced
dad
Wednesday that
started.
the free dinner will be offered from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. Last year would have been the 24th straight year for the dinner. As many as 1,500 community members annually show up for the meal. The meal includes turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberries, and more. The restaurant is looking right now for volunteers to work both in-house and to deliver meals for those who are unable to physically make it. Coming up next, Congresswoman Kim Schreier just helped pass one huge infrastructure bill, and she's confident the Build Back Better Act will pass next. That plus weather and sports are still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Congress's $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill is now a law, but there's even more and bigger social spending coming up for a vote in the Build Back Better bill, possibly as soon as next week. I spoke this week with 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier. Many of her initiatives were included in the huge infrastructure package, and she has high hopes for the next big vote.
This is a really big deal. You know, we talk about Infrastructure Week. We tried many times under the last administration to get everybody together and pass a good infrastructure bill, and it just didn't work. And now we have gotten Democrats and Republicans together, spearheaded by our president, to bring everybody together. And we got a great bill that has so many wins for Washington State and the 8th District, and everybody knows about roads and bridges. I think most people have heard about rural high-speed internet. People may not have heard about what's in there for water and wastewater, water conservation, and I have a bill called Legacy Roads and Trails that works on the roads in our national forests. There are also provisions for wildfire prevention that really matter here in Chelan.
The other half of that is the Build Back Better bill. One might not work as well without the other. Another $1.75 trillion to deal with things like historic amounts of funding for childcare, education, climate change initiatives. What are your assessments of that bill, and what do you think its chances are?
Well, first of all, I love how you framed it. That was the perfect way to explain it, that how do you do infrastructure and bring all of these jobs, these are blue-collar jobs or engineering jobs, I mean, a ton of jobs. How do you do that if you don't have a workforce that can fully engage? So how do we get women in particular back in the workplace? Well, we've got to have universal preschool. We've got to have affordable childcare. We have to have home health care for the elderly so that we can have everybody who wants to work be able to give their full to the jobs that will be available. And so this bill has things like I just talked about, universal pre-K, something I think we all understand is the way to get every child to meet their full potential, but also to get people back to work. And there's a big tax break for working middle-class families in that bill as well. So hopefully this will make life better all around. It is certainly the intention to help shift the benefits of our tax dollars to the people who are working the hardest.
But whenever we shift the benefits of tax dollars, there's always those who say it's too far, it's too much, and many of those people are in Congress and in the Senate. So what do you think overall the chances of this bill are of being passed by both houses and becoming law?
Well, I'll tell you, when you elect a record number of women to office, these become much more of a reality because we have all faced the crisis of childcare and elder care. And I feel very optimistic that we will get the vast majority of these provisions through. We've been working closely with the Senate to make sure that happens.
Once again, Dan Coons filling in for the vacationing Grant Olson, who knows a lot more about the weather than I do, but I'm going to plow my way through it as we look at what turned out to be a pretty nice Friday afternoon here in the Wenatchee Valley. We did have rain. We had record rain yesterday spilling into today. One of those real qualms about weather. It's kind of a strange phenomenon. We had record rainfall, but the record rainfall stops at midnight, and they start measuring the rain all over again. All things added up on Thursday night into Friday. What we had is almost 3/4 of an inch of rain. We had 1/2 an inch of rain just between about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon and midnight, then an additional 1/4 of an inch of rain. We had a lot of wet weather, and there's more coming our way. Almanac for this Friday, 59 our high today. That's above normal quite a bit. It's going to be even warmer, by the way, 53 I should say. Going to be even warmer by the weekend. 45 our normal high. As I mentioned before, we set record rainfall on Thursday, not so much today. Record high temperature possible on Sunday, I kid you not. So we're up to 4.94 inches of rain on the year. Bring it on. And of course, the days are getting shorter. So what's going to be happening over the weekend? First of all, we'll start with the rest of the day today and into tonight. Pretty quiet. Most of the rain that came our way overnight is all but gone now. And we're going to be fairly dry on this Friday night. And you're going to wake up tomorrow morning with quite a bit of sunshine. You're going to say, hey, it's going to be nice outside. Well, just be patient, because by the time we get to noon and 1 o'clock on Saturday, the clouds will be coming in. And by the time the sun goes down about 4 o'clock, 4:30 on Saturday afternoon, the rain will be back. We're going to get a big dose of rain with more rain in the mountain passes. Rest of the day today, pretty quiet, not a lot talking about. Saturday, it's going to be pretty nice. We're going to be between systems on Saturday. Sunshine in the morning, clouds in the afternoon, rain by Saturday night, and a lot of rain, perhaps, on Saturday night. Everybody in our viewing forecast is going to get some precipitation on Saturday night. We could get another 1/2 an inch of rain on top of the 3/4 of an inch of rain we got Thursday night into Friday. Going to be a wet one. Sunday, very mild with a high temperature in the lower 60s. It could see a record high on Sunday with all this warm, moist air. Monday, still warm, moist air, still hit and miss showers. Temperatures well above normal. We're going to start cooling down and start feeling like November by the time we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. But we're not going to see a lot of sunshine. Just on Saturday, that's going to be it. And most of that will be Saturday morning sunshine. Saturday afternoon, the clouds will be in. Lots of clouds, very warm on Sunday. Lots of clouds, very warm on Monday. Big time rain, perhaps, Saturday night into Sunday for almost everybody in our viewing area, with lots of rain still to come in the mountain passes. You won't have to worry about snow in the mountain passes. Snow level is going to be about 7,000 feet. You'll be good to go there. All right. With all that being said, let's take a look at it one more time. 52 for our high today. That's well above normal. We're normally about 45. Look at the overnight low, 38. That's mild. Saturday, as I mentioned before, sunshine in the morning, clouds thickening up in the afternoon, and then the rains will be coming down Saturday night into Sunday. Pretty good dose of rain for the viewing area. Look how warm it's going to be on Sunday. If we get to 61 on Sunday the 14th, that would tie the record high on that date. Still very mild on Monday, then a gradual cool down as things kind of go back to normal, more like mid-November weather by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday. That's your forecast. Still to come, the ever-widening world of sports with the ever-widening Eric Granstrom, and more with Jefferson Robbins. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa, or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Finally Friday to you. Hockey finally returned to the Town Toyota Center last night after a departure of 615 days. Yeah, Wenatchee raced out to a 2-0 lead on goals by Anthony Caffarelli and Broderick Williams in the first period, but Kelowna came back, scored 4 unanswered in the second. Owen Bone and Garrett Sidlowski tied it up in the third to send it into overtime. That's where the Warriors' Felix Trudeau won in 38 seconds into the extra frame of 3-on-3 hockey. Wild and Warriors go at it again tonight in the Town Toyota Center at 7:05. Well, things didn't go so well for another home team on the ice in Washington last night. Seattle Kraken beaten by Anaheim 7-4. Seattle fell behind early, and even though Jaden Schwartz tied it in the second, the Ducks kept answering all night long for the win. Also scoring goals for the Kraken were Jordan Eberle and 2 by Jared McCann. Kraken will host Minnesota tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Root Sports Northwest. Let's get the Les Schwab scoreboard in here with state volleyball at the Sun Dome in Yakima. First round yesterday, Manson won twice and was in the semifinals of the State 2B tournament. Trojans swept 3 sets from Tri-Cities Prep Thursday morning, then won a dogfight today afternoon against Goldendale. After losing the first set 25-15, Manson won the second 25-19, lost the third, but won the fourth, so it went to the fifth set. Trojans coming out on top 15-12. Okanagan, meanwhile, went 1-1 on day one, falling in the losers bracket. Bulldogs beat Tootle Lake in 4 sets to open play, but then fell in straight sets to LaConner, 25-18, 14, and 10. Goldendale put Okanagan out of the tournament this morning, winning in straight sets 25-10, 10, and 11. Manson, meanwhile, fell into the semifinals, to LaConner in straight sets 25-10, 18, and 17. Trojans were to play for third and fourth against Raymond. Pateras had their season come to an end in a straight set loss to Shoreline Christian yesterday morning. Waterville-Mansfield lost its first match to Nia Bay 25-21, 15, and 17. Their late match delayed because of a leak in the sunroof from all the rain. They had to play on a different court. They played until after 11 o'clock last night, falling to Republic in a loser-out match 3-1. Chelan Goats began their plight for a second consecutive State 1A volleyball championship today in the Sun Dome. Win or lose, Chelan will play Lakeside or College Place tonight at 9:45 p.m. Holy cow, they got these girls up late. Wenatchee had its season-end dramatic fashion last night in the pouring rain in Yakima. They went double overtime with Davis before falling 25-24. Wenatchee tied it with 19 seconds left on a 35-yard field goal by Alex Sanchez. Despite 2 touchdowns by Camden Lloydhammer in the first and second overtimes, Davis scored a touchdown and 2-point conversion to win it on their last possession. Eastmont and Moses Lake represent the Big Nine in the first round of the State 4A playoffs tonight. The Chiefs are in Spokane to face Gonzaga Prep. Eastmont is south of Sammamish to face Eastlake. Coach Michael Don says his team measures up a little better than the previous 2 trips to the state for the Wildcats.
We have a different feeling this year with our guys just through practices. I feel like, the last couple times we've been in the state playoffs, we've tried to, talk to our kids about, hey, we go out and compete. You never know. We just got to play. But we were physically outmatched, a couple times where they were just, bigger, stronger. We had a few kids out here and there, and, we just didn't, weren't able to compete at the highest of levels in those games. And this year kind of got a different vibe in practice. Our kids truly believe they got a shot.
Eastlake is a second seed, undefeated at 10-0. Don says they have big kids all over the place.
They've got some big, strong kids. They're fundamentally sound. They're very senior heavy. I don't think I've seen a sophomore touch the field in a close game. They play a lot of old guys, mostly seniors. They've got some good-looking kids. I mean, they've got 3 200-pound wide receivers, and they've got, some big backs, and their offensive linemen are all tall and long. They've got 6'5" kids, and looking at their roster, they have 17 kids 6'3" or taller, and we don't. They just got some long bodies, and they look the part on film, and so we're just looking at going out and doing what we do. We got to be fundamentally sound. We got to fire off the ball. We got strong kids who have worked hard in the weight room, and we just got to do what we do well and not worry about what they're going to do.
Eastmont had 14 players make the All Big Nine selections that came out this week and were recognized with the Offensive Line of the Year, Offensive Lineman of the Year in Tony Ortega, and the Defensive MVP in Logan Schneider. Now, Schneider, a senior linebacker, is out after hand surgery last week, but Don says his presence is still being felt.
Even though he can't play and he can't compete, he's found ways to fill that void for himself. I talked to him the other day, and he's like, "How you feeling?" And he goes, "It's tough, but he goes, I'm trying to channel it in other ways." He's helping run scout huddles. He's He's helping guys make sure they're lined up right, doing the right thing. He's coaching linebackers, and he's invaluable. Whether he's on the field or not, he's proving his leadership, and he's doing all those other things.
Now, while Schneider is out, Eastmont will see the return of senior running back Corbin Keys, who's been out for 7 weeks with a knee injury. Keys says it killed him to be out, but he's excited to be back.
It has been so frustrating. Football's my first love. Always been out here growing up, and with all my boys out here, it's been really hard. It feels amazing to be here for playoffs, being with my boys. They worked their butts off all year, and I just want to come out here, prove that I'm still here. Worked my butt off all my high school career, so good to be out here with them.
Eastmont kicks off at 7 o'clock against Eastlake. Moses Lake kicks off at 7 at Gonzaga Prep. Omak will also have a 7 o'clock kickoff tonight in the first round of the state 1A football playoffs. Pioneers are at Union Stadium in Meade to face Lakeside 9 Mile Falls. Brewster plays at Columbia Burbank south of the Tri-Cities in the first round of the state 2B playoffs. They'll kick off tonight at 6. Winner of that game will face Okanagan in the next round either next Friday or Saturday. Waterville Mansfield has a date at South Bend High School tomorrow afternoon against Nacelle. First round state 1B football game will kick off at 1 o'clock. Liberty Bell will host Cusick in the first round game tomorrow afternoon at 3. Area swimmers and divers from Eastmont, Wenatchee, Moses Lake, and Cashmere are in Federal Way for the state swim and dive meet this weekend. Gets underway today and will last into tomorrow. It's all happening at the Federal Way Aquatic Center. Tonasket, meanwhile, steps into the quarterfinals of the state 1B, 2B girls soccer tournament. That'll be tomorrow. The Tigers will face number 2 seed Kalama on their home turf tomorrow at noon. Top seed Okanagan will take on Adna tomorrow at 1 o'clock here in Wenatchee at Lebofto Field at the Apple Bowl. The college football weekend for Washington teams will get underway at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon in Ellensburg. That's where Central Washington will host Simon Fraser. Huskies are home against Arizona State in Seattle at 4 o'clock on FS1. Eastern Washington plays at UC Davis at 5 on ESPN+. Washington State will try to upset number 3 Oregon at Autzen Stadium. That's tomorrow night, 7:30 on ESPN. And indications are that Seattle and Green Bay will have their starting quarterbacks in Sunday's game at Lambeau Field. Russell Wilson has successfully practiced all week and said he's good to go for Sunday after missing 4 weeks from surgery on the middle finger of his throwing hand. Aaron Rodgers missed a game with COVID. Seattle is expecting number 12 across the line of scrimmage for Sunday's kickoff at 1:25 on CBS. Have a safe and sane weekend, everybody. See you Monday. Jefferson, back to you.
Thank you, Eric Grants, from the man with his finger on the pulse of NCW sports. Finally, from us tonight, Wenatchee Valley Animal Care and Control is advising the public not to approach a dangerous dog at large in the Eagle Rock and Sunny Slope area. The dog is described as a large black and brown German Shepherd, has been spotted on Lovell Road, Crestview, and Anna Lane. If you see this animal, please report the sighting to Animal Care and Control and do not attempt to interact with the dog. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Hi, Dan.
Thanks, Jefferson. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Hope you stay dry. Come back to join me on Monday, the 15th day of November. We will have the latest news. We'll have a lot of sports. It's a busy sports weekend. All over the Pacific Northwest, we'll let you know who did what to whom and everything else you need to start your next work week. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I do the show. I kind of like it. Beats working for a living. Live and local, Monday morning at 7 a.m. with replays at 9 a.m. Jefferson, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dan. That's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or on our website, NCWLIFE.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we would like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call, 888-6295. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Grant Olson will be back with you on Monday, I promise. I hope you have a great weekend.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5, into the... High school sports is back, and NCWLIFE Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Rivercom 911, and Sangster Motors. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
14 News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.